Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Suddhaspadiga Sankasham Shuddha Vidya Pradayakam Shuddham Purnam Chidanandam Sadashivamaham Shraye Shankarupena Machittam Pankikradam Abhodhyaya Kim Kariyasya Samaya Shankaracharya Mashraye Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Bharathi Karunapatram Bharathi Padabhushanam Bharathi Padamarudam Bharathi Tirthamashraye Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vitaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvabodha Vidhushekara Bharatim Mala Sudha Kumbha Vibhoda Mudra Vidya Virajat Karavarijataam Apara Karunya Sudhamburajim Sri Sharadambam Pranatosmi Nityam. Om. I will chant the prayer slokam. Vasudevendra yogindram natva jnanapradam gurum mumukshunam hitarthaya tattvabodho bhidhiyate. Now we are seeing Sukshma Shariram. We have already seen the condition, the cause, the function and the nature of subtle body. We have to see the constituents of the subtle body. What is the answer given by the teacher for Sukshma Shariram? He says, Apanchikrita Panchamaha Bhutaih Kritam Sat Karma Janyam Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam. This much we have seen. Now we have to see Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranadayaha, Manaschaikam, Buddhischaika evam, Sapta Dasha Kalabhihi, Saha Yattisthati Tat Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, we have to see the constituents of the subtle body. The author says there are 17 parts. That is Sapta Dasha Kalabhihi. Kalabhihi means ingredients or parts or instruments, we can say. What are these 17? He enumerates Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 organs of knowledge, 5 instruments of knowledge. The instruments of knowledge means what? They are acting as the organs of input, getting various information from the world. Therefore, it is or they are the entrance gate for knowledge. The next one is Pancha Karmendriyani, 5 instruments of action. That is the output organs. If you have entrance gate, you must have exit gate. Karmendriyani act as exit gates. It is an output. Pancha Pranadayaha, 5 forms of energy. Prana is energy, power centers we can say. 5-fold physiological function, because of which alone you are able to act, you are able to function. For example, when we have to take the car out, the car must have sufficient fuel, otherwise it cannot go, and we have to refuel the car once it goes down. This physical body also, it also moves, may not be as fast as car, slowly. For that movement, the physical body requires fuel, that is energy. And we keep on replenishing the energy. Once it goes down, we consume food. So food is the energy which gives energy for the physical body to be active. This food we consume is converted into energy in the stomach portion, and then it gets distributed. This internal energy is Prana Shakti. So we saw Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 instruments of knowledge, karmendriyani, 5 instruments of action, pranadayaha, 5 forms of energy, physiological function. 15 we have already counted. Now the 16th one is manaha, the mind. Mind stands for emotional faculty. Then the last one is buddhihi, the intellect, which stands for rational faculty, intelligence faculty. We all know we have these two faculties, that is emotional as well as intelligence faculty within us. All of us have got. In some people, emotions may be dominant. In some people, intelligence may be dominant. With some people, both may be balanced. But one thing is for sure, all of us have these two faculties. Yat tishtati, whatever remains with these constituents, tat sukshma shariram. This is called subtle body, sukshma shariram. This subtle body is what? Anatma number 2. Anatma number 1 we saw sthula shariram. This is anatma number 2, sukshma shariram. Before going to anatma number 3, the author feels that he has to explain what are the constituents of this sukshma shariram. That is, he wants to explain the organs of knowledge, organs of action, etc. so that we understand what are the details of this. We get elaboration of these 17 organs narrated by the author. What are the 17 ingredients? He says, Shrotram, Tvak, Chakshuhu, Rasanaha, Ghranam iti Pancha jnanendriyani. Then he says, Shrotrasya dik devata, Tvacho Vaayuhu, Chakshusha Suryaha, Rasanaya Varunaha, Ghranasya Ashvinau iti jnanendriya devataha. Then he goes on to add, Shrotrasya Vishayaha Shabda Grahanam, Tvacho Vishayaha Sparsha Grahanam, Chakshusho Vishayaha Rupa Grahanam, Rasanaya Vishayaha Rasa Grahanam, and the last is Ghranasya Vishayaha Gandha Grahanam iti. So this is all about the constituents of Sukshma Shariram, subtle body. Shrotram, the ears, the organ of hearing. Tvak means the skin, organ of touch. Chakshuhu, eyes, organ of seeing or organ of perception. Rasanaha, the tongue, organ of taste. Ghranam, the nose, organ of smelling. We have to note, when we enumerate all these ingredients like ears, eyes, nose, etc., we do not refer to the physical part of Sthula Shariram. That is, we do not refer to anatomical part, because the anatomical part belongs to Sthula Shariram. It does not belong to Sukshma Shariram. This is very important point we need to note. Because the physical parts are there in a dead body also, but they are not functional. For example, the skin of the dead body is not going to feel the touch. The eyes of the dead body are not going to see things. What sees does not belong to the anatomical part. That belongs to the gross body. Stula Shariram. But what functions, what sees is the subtle power behind all these indriyams. Each organ, the subtle power behind all these organs. The invisible power, the Shakti. For example, Shravana Shakti is called Shrotrendriyam. Darshana Shakti is called Chakshurendriyam. Therefore, Indriyam is not the physical part, it is not the anatomical part, but it is the subtle part of belonging to Sukshma Shariram, subtle body. Therefore, Indriyams belong to Sukshma Shariram. This important point we need to note. It does not belong to gross body. This is why the anatomical part of every sense organ is known by a separate name in our Shastram. They are called Golakam. They belong to physical body, Stula Shariram. They belong to physical part. It is there in the dead body also, whereas Indriyams belong to subtle body. In a dead body, Golakams are there, but Indriyams are absent, Indriyams are not there. Here we have enumerated Indriyams and not Golakams. In a deaf person, a person with a hearing challenge, Golakams are there. He has the physical ears, but the hearing power, that is the Indriyam, Shravana Shakti, is absent with that person. Similarly, with a person who cannot see, in a blind person, eyes are there in its place, but he cannot see with the eyes. Indriyam is missing. So that is why in our Shastra, whenever we say Indriyam, it is the subtle power, the Shakti behind these respective Golakams. Hence, these are the 5 jnanendriyani, sense organs of knowledge. Then the author explains about devatas, which is a unique concept in our scriptures, for our Hinduism. Every sense organ has got a faculty, like seeing faculty, hearing faculty, etc. And each faculty is limited. It is a limited faculty. Eyes can see all right, but they have their limitation. Dogs can see better than us. The owl can see more than us. Dogs can hear certain sound which we cannot hear. Even normal sound we are able to hear only with some difficulties as we age. We say, kaadu konjam mandama kekkarudhu and all those we will say. Even normal sound we cannot hear. This means every faculty we enjoy is limited, is a finite faculty. Our Shastra says, corresponding to every finite faculty, there is an infinite, total power. It's a total power corresponding to the finite power. So, individual finite power or faculty is always a part of the total, corresponding total power. Corresponding total power. The corresponding total power which exists in the cosmos is called a devata. Any power at the macro level is called a devata. We can compare this with, for example, a prime minister, the prime minister of India. He has absolute power to rule the country, but he as a single person cannot rule the whole country on his own. So what he does is, out of his total power, he distributes the respective power, the relative power to respective people. He selects people from his member of parliament. Among so many people, he chooses few of them, and then he allocates portfolio. For example, finance ministry is given to one person. External affairs ministry is given to another person. These power centers are bestowed with limited power out of the total power given by the Prime Minister to these ministers. A particular part of his power, and distributes it to various ministers to control the country, to rule the country, to administer, to manage the country. These ministers' power or delegated power, and the Prime Minister sometimes reshuffles people also. The person remaining the same, the power that was earlier delegated has been withdrawn. Similarly, with respect to state government also, the Chief Minister and his ministers. If you go to a corporate company, managing director will be bestowed with all his authorities. Then he distributes that power, the total power, to various people like HR, finance and all those people. So he delegates out of his total power certain powers to people to manage his department. Similarly, so many powers are there in the creation. Each power has each power has got a corresponding total power, which is called a devata. Each power has got a corresponding total power, which is called a devata. And all the devatas put together is called Ishvara. So from Ishvara, the whole thing is delegated to various adhisthana devatas. God is a conglomeration of all the total seeing power, total hearing power, total thinking power, emotional power, etc. Each power in totality is called a devata. Out of the total power, every eye, that is my eyes, have got a minuscule power. Similarly, your eyes have got minuscule power, your ears, like that. And therefore, our eyes are functioning only with the blessing of the corresponding devata, respective devata. Just as every minister is functioning only with the blessings of the Prime Minister or Chief Minister and all those. And what are the names of these devatas? That is the total power corresponding macro power. The total corresponding macro power. What are the names of them? Shrotrasya Dig Devata. Total hearing power, that is the absolute hearing power, is known by the name Dik Devata. Tvachaha Vayuhu, that is Vaayu Devata is the name of the total power of touch. Chakshusha Surya Devata. Surya Devata is the adhisthana devata for the total power of seeing. That is why our elders say, when you have good eyesight, when you are young itself, you do Surya Namaskaram, you chant Aditya Hridayam. Why? Because the Suryan, sun god, is the adhisthana devata for the seeing power of our eyes. And a popular saying in Tamil also is there, Kan kettaprama Surya Namaskaram panni enna prayojano. That is what they say. So what is the use of doing Surya Namaskara after the eyes are spoiled or after the eyes becomes weak and all those? So it is, we have to safeguard our seeing faculty by praying Surya Bhagavan. Whenever there is eye problem, they say you have to chant Aditya Hridayam, you have to do Surya Namaskaram, etc. Because the total power of seeing is vested with Surya Devata. Rasanayaha Varuna Devata. Varunaha is the name of the total power of taste and Ghranasya Ashwinau. For the Ghrana Indriyam, power of smell, the devata is Ashwini Kumara, Ashwinau, Ashwins we can say. So these are the 5 devatas, total power. Iti jnanendriya devataha. Then what is the function of each sense organ? It is well known, but the author enumerates them. Shrotrasya vishayaha shabdagrahanam. In this context, the word vishayaha means function. Function of shrotram is shabdagrahanam. Grahanam means grasping. Shabdagrahanam means grasping the sound. Grasping is perceiving or experiencing the sound. Tvacho vishayaha sparshagrahanam. Function of the skin is the perception of touch. We say it is soft, hard, cold, hot, etc. Chakshushash vidayaha rupagrahanam, or we can say chakshusho vishayaha rupagrahanam. Function of the eyes is the perception of rupam. Rupam means color. Form or shape is also called rupam, but the primary meaning of rupam in our Shastra is color. When I say I see that particular object, particular doll, I see only the color of the doll. I don't see the doll per se. This is what the Shastra says. You see the color. Rasanaya vishayaha rasagrahanam. Rasana means the tongue. The function of the tongue is grasping the rasaha, taste. Maybe that is why there is a drink called rasna in those days. I don't know whether it is there or not nowadays. It's called rasna. So it is rasana. Rasana means taste, rasa, perception of taste. The last one is Ghranasya vishayaha gandhagrahanam. The function of the nose or organ of smell is gandhagrahanam, grasping the smell. That is why in our scriptures, the whole world is divided into only 5 segments. Instead of enumerating infinite number, innumerable number of objects of the world, our Shastras, our scriptures divide the whole world into only 5 segments. Sound, smell, taste, color or form we can say, and touch. You never see an object. You are only seeing the color of the object. You see the property and not the substance. These are some of the very interesting facts about our scriptures. Our sense organs never perceive the substance. They perceive only the properties. Only 5 properties called Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. That is sound, touch, color, taste and smell. What is the substance? We never know. When I say you are sitting, I see your color. Or when I say you are speaking, I am hearing your sound. If you have applied perfumes on your body, then I am smelling the perfume. Smelling. I don't know what is the substance, but I am smelling. Therefore, the world is the 5-fold properties of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. Thus, jnanendriyams are over. And now we have to discuss karmendriyam in the next class. We will see. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Guru Pahima. Shri Guru Pahima.